Welcome to Tim's Leetcode challenge. This problem is called Search in Rotated Sorted Array 2. There is an integer array nums sorted in non-decreasing order, but not necessarily with distinct values. Before being passed to your function, nums is rotated at an unknown pivot index, such that the resulting index is basically rotated. So if we had this array here, we're going to pick a pivot index, take everything from that point on this subarray and prepend it to the beginning of our original array. So it looks like this at the end. Now, given this array after the rotation and an integer target, return true if target is in nums, or false if it is not in nums. So essentially, this problem is definitely a binary search problem, right? And originally, this was going to be part of a larger video with binary search problems, but I found this problem to be particularly difficult, and it's very deceptive because really the only difference from the rotated sorted array 1 is this distinct values allowed or disallowed. So with this question here, duplicates are allowed, but that changes a lot of edge cases here because what we want to do is find that pivot index, right? But if we had duplicates allowed, this becomes much more difficult to do in log n. In fact, it might even be impossible. So for now, let's just assume that everything's distinct. If that was the case, then what we would do is find the pivot point, and then we would do a binary search using that pivot point to adjust where our midpoint is. Everything else would be the same. So say that we want to find our pivot. How do we do that? Well, let's first start by getting our length of nums. And one edge case is if n equals to 1, we just want to return whether the single number here is equal to target, right? And this will avoid some edge cases. Next, we want to calculate our L and R pointer, our left and right pointer, which would be 0 and n minus 1. And finally, let's do our binary search to find the pivot. So while L is less than R, let's calculate the midpoint to be L plus R divided by 2. How are we going to find this pivot? Well, if you remember from the original rotated sorted array problem, what we want to do is check the mid and one of the ends, say the right, and we want to see, is the mid smaller than the right? Because if it is, that means everything's sorted properly here. There would never be a case, assuming that there's no duplicates allowed, where the mid is going to be larger than the index on the right and everything's sorted properly. That doesn't make any sense, right? So the pivot point has to be on the left side. So if nums.mid, if we find that this is smaller than nums.r, that means everything from the mid to the right side is sorted properly. So the pivot has to be on the left side. So that would mean, let's make r equal to mid. Now otherwise, we're gonna make L equal to mid plus 1. And the reason I did it like this rather than having minus 1 here is there's some weird cases that happen when we have, like, let's say just there's 2 numbers left and we're gonna calculate the mid, right? Well, technically the mid is going to be the same as the left. And we want the right to just go to the mid. We don't want it to overshoot and go like before that, right? This is the pivot, not the thing that comes before. So that's why we did it like this. And that would be it. Really, all that comes after this would be to find our actual target. So this would be 0 and minus 1. Let's do a normal binary search. And we would calculate the mid to equal, well, first I'm going to save the pivot point here, call that pivot. And the mid is going to be equal to, again, L plus R divided by 2, but let's calculate the actual mid, call that A mid. It's going to be equal to mid plus the pivot point, and let's do a modular n in case we have to wrap around the array. Now everything else is the same. We say if, the same as any binary search, we'll say if nums actual mid is equal to target, then return true. Else if nums actual mid is, let's say, less than target, well, that means the midpoint is less than the target, so we have to search the right side. So make L equal to mid plus 1. Otherwise, make R equal to mid minus 1. And finally, if we can't find anything, then we just return false. And this would work fine if everything was always distinct. So let's, like this example, this should work fine. And But once we have duplicates, things get very wonky. So if I were to like submit this, I already know it will not pass. Like, so for example, this case here, what happens is we first check to see where the pivot point is. We check left, right, middle, right? And we see, okay, everything's sorted properly here, so it must be on this side. So now we check here and we don't know what to do. Like, well, it looks like left is the same as mid. We know technically we want to move to, we want to move all the way to the beginning here, but for this algorithm, there's no way for them to really know which way to go. So if I was to do something like, well, all right, like else if, let's say, nums.mid, say that it turns out to be greater than nums.r, then we want this. Otherwise, let's just say L minus equal 1, something like this. Okay, and this would be kind of like, we're doing binary search, but if we don't know what to do, we'll just decrease our left pointer or right pointer or whatever. This would be right pointer, right? Yeah, but technically this works for a lot of the problems, but this won't work for some certain cases. Like if we had, say, let's see, what would be a good example? 1, 1, 1, maybe like 0, 1, something like this. Like say we had something like this, we don't know where to go, right? So technically we would move our right pointer back like this, and then we would check again. But ultimately what's going to happen is like we've kind of lost our, we've kind of lost the, okay. So, okay, sorry, this isn't the best example actually, but basically what happens is there's going to be a lot of cases where we're going to lose the index point that we want. So like if we don't know which way to move. Should we make our right pointer left, decrease just 1, or should we make the left pointer increase by 1? Because there's certain edge cases where it's not going to fly. If we want to get that index point, certain things will fall out. Yeah, so basically that's just a long way of saying it's kind of impossible to find the pivot point unless we have a while loop to just ignore the duplicates altogether. So what we might do here is say, all right, instead of all this, we'll say while L is less than R. Let's say, look, if nums.r minus 1, if it equals nums.r, all right, we're just going to completely ignore it, okay? And we'll just say r minus equal 1. And we'll do the same thing here. Let's say nums L plus 1, this equals nums L. We're going to increase our L here. And we can do this to kind of avoid a lot of the edge cases. So let's just like take this, for example. And this should work. And it looks like it. So let's go ahead and submit that. So yeah, this technically works. Although it's kind of not very good, right? Because worst case scenario, this is going to be an O of n. But really, because of those duplicates, it becomes unavoidable to find this worst case scenario. Now, one other way we can go about this is actually not even worry about the pivot. There's technically, you could kind of reframe this problem because I kind of got led astray by trying to follow the very first problem's approach. A better way to kind of think about this is rather than having finding the pivot point, instead we could think of all the different cases that occur knowing what we know. So rather than having this pivot point and then doing a binary search, what we might try to do is say, okay, while L is less than or equal to R, let's calculate the midpoint, right? And first thing, let's first get rid of our duplicates, okay? So we can say get rid of our duplicates, actually. Then calculate our midpoint. And what we'll do is, again, try to check to see if it's sorted correctly on the right side. Because one of the things we can figure out pretty quickly is, all right, look, if everything's sorted on the right side here, then all we need to do is check, all right, is the target between nums.mid and nums.r? Because if it is, then we know, okay, we got to move to the left side here, right? So if we find this is the case, what we can do is say, all right, check to see if nums.mid is it less than or equal to target? And is nums.r, is it greater or equal to target? And if that's the case, we know that we want to move to the right side of our array. So L will equal mid plus 1. Right side, yeah. Otherwise, it's got to be on the other side, so R equals mid minus 1. Now, otherwise, let's see. Wondering if I need to do just else or do it like this, but you know what? Let's see if this works. We'll say else this. I forgot, sorry, we'll have to first check the very first thing. Is nums mid, if this equals target, then return true, right? Else if this, then this if case, else the only other case, that means the pivot has to be on the left side. So what we want to check is if nums.mid is, wait, it's got to be on the left side, pivots on the left side. Oh, I'm sorry, no, pivot's on the right side. Because otherwise pivot's on the right side. So then we want to check, okay, everything's stored on the left side. So is nums.mid, is it greater or equal to target? And is nums.l less or equal to target? Okay, that means it's got to be on the left side. So R equals mid minus 1, L plus 1. Finally, if none of these fly, then we can return a false. And let's see if this works. I may have messed something up. Okay, it looks like it works. And there we go. So I might have made this sound a lot easier, but believe me, this is pretty complicated, and it took me a really long time to get to this solution. In fact, I didn't even come up with this one. This one I had to look up some of the solutions. But my original solution, that took a really long time for me to figure out, and it was very deceptive because I felt like this was an easy problem. But you know, sometimes you get humbled because you think you know it and then start coding it out, and it turns out it's way more complicated than you thought. So I hope this helps a little bit. Don't feel bad if you don't get it, because I think, yeah, it takes some practice to kind of understand what's going on here. So, all right, thanks for watching my channel. Remember, do not trust me, I know nothing.